We're on.
Hello, Caleb.
Hello, Ben
Ho, ho,
Kinzer.
ho. You know what time of year it is?
I don't know. After you said ho, 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 I don't know.
It's time for our final episode of the Tiger Den of 2019.
2019.
2019. It's also Christmas time.
Christmas.
It's my favorite time of year.
I'm more of a Feliz Navidad fan.
Oh, I hate that song.
Do you?
The choir sounded fantastic when they sang it, but it gets stuck in your head so easily.
Too high for me in my voice range.
Well, sing us a phrase, would you?
No.
Why not?
I'm good. I already sang yesterday for the talent show.
Speaking of songs, do you know what Beyonce's favorite Christmas song is?
Ho, 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 ho.
No.
Ho.
Oh. God, no. All the jingle ladies. All the jingle ladies. That's horrible.
That was pretty
I
bad.
digress.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to our final episode. We've got lots to do today. First of all, we're going to open up by congratulating Mrs. Stephanie Bristow, who was voted by her peers
as the
toy, yes, which stands for Teacher of the Century. Sorry.
Yeah.
Teacher of the Year at Pine River Bacchus. So congratulations
Very nice
to her.
job.
Also,
nice.
After Christmas, we will have Tina Hannikin on here to explain just what the heck HRS is.
Yeah.
But
high reliability schools.
Well, I know what they but I mean what it actually entails. But we are now certified as a district level 1.
Yeah.
So I know that's a very big deal, and I know we have a lot of work put into that, but I don't know all of what goes on behind the scenes in that. So she's going to come on in a future episode and explain that to all of us.
Yes,
so that's
I'm
exciting.
excited.
But congratulations
very
to
exciting.
us. Yep. So let's dive right in.
Yep.
Okay, because I've got plenty of Christmas puns to get to. I am so excited. And guess what? You will be sorry.
Oh. Is one of your jokes about the Packers losing to the Vikings this weekend?
You know, if they do, it's okay because the Packers will still be in first place.
That's true.
Oh,
it's tough.
All they have to do is beat Detroit and they win the division. That's tears.
I know.
Yeah.
Detroit sucks.
But the nice thing is both of them will probably make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's nice.
And as much as I despise the Vikings, which I really don't, but I dislike the Packers more.
Yeah, but you know who I dislike a lot? Actually, never mind. It's Alabama, but we won't get into it. Not a big fan.
Hey, guess who didn't make the college football playoff?
Alabama.
Heck yeah. Let's get to our first guest today. Yeah. He is a third grade teacher, our staff spotlight of the week, and is also the head wrestling coach.
And ugliest sweater winner.
An ugly sweater winner today in the elementary, yes. Yeah. I think everyone said mine was ugly. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
We are joined by Mr. Travis Hoffarth.
Hey, guys.
Welcome, sir.
How you doing?
Good.
Well, I'm going to start by asking a couple questions. We'll talk about teaching first, then we'll get into the wrestling side of it. So, first of all, just give us a little background. How long you've been teaching? Where you? What kind of got you here?
This is my 14th year and 13th year here.
Okay.
And my first year was at Cross Lake in the charter school. And I came from the St. Cloud area, graduated from Albany High School, and got an interview in Cross Lake and saw the area and said, this is the area I want to be in. And the following year was able to get my foot in the door here at Pine River Bacchus based on coaching. I was coaching wrestling already that first year while I was over at Cross Lake and found out that there was a job opening in the elementary, and Tom DeMars and Randy Schweigel helped me out a little bit, and I got an interview, got the job, and I guess the rest is history.
Awesome. And now, have you done just third grade, or have you moved around a little bit?
My first year was K through 2. It was a multi-age. And then once I got here, it was second grade and third grade.
Second grade and
back
third
and forth.
Well, I'm going to ask you, Caleb gets the next question, but I'm going to ask you if you could think of one story or something that's happened when you've teaching that is funny that you want to share. I know Mr. Donnell had one that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
I don't know if I have one that would necessarily be appropriate for my classroom. I've heard a lot of different things. I've seen a lot of different things. None of them really amaze me anymore. And that's the beauty of being a teacher is every day is different, and when you think you've seen it all, you haven't.
Well, I think that can go both ways, bad and good.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yep.
Caleb?
Oh, let me think. Wow, good grief. You know, you throw me on the spot all the time. You always have questions, and then I just never do. Here, you go again, and then popcorn Kinzer.
All right. Well, the other one that I love to ask teachers is, what made you decide to go into teaching? What was there a specific moment or something, or did it just kind of happen?
I come from a family of teachers. My brother is 10 years older than I am. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat here. So my brother is 10 years older than I am, and my sister's 7 years older. My brother went to St. Cloud State and decided to go into education. My sister did the same, and I was a 7th grader, and I just thought, you know what, I think I want to probably follow in their footsteps. Went through high school, and my senior year did a summer rec program and helped lead that. Found out I did enjoy working with kids, and it wasn't just me going in because my siblings were doing it, and enrolled at St. Cloud State. And when you look at it, I married a teacher, my brother married a teacher. The only one in my immediate family that's not is my brother-in-law. And then I've got a lot of cousins that went into teaching. So when we get together, unfortunately, it turns to talk about shop, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing in your school?
Shop talk. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that comes with the territory. Did you come up with anything?
Yeah,
yet?
I did actually.
Okay.
You know, I used this question in Miss Bergman's class.
Okay.
And I learned this one. And now it's kind of an out there one, but if you were a new color to the color box, to the color crayon box, what color would you be and why?
A
You
new
like that
color?
one? Yeah. Well, there's not technically like a new color. You can
Yeah.
be an old color. But
Well, I'm green. I like green, and so I guess I would go with the darkest, plushest grass that you can
Okay.
find, because
That's a really good answer.
Yeah.
we don't get a lot of summertime around here.
No,
and
never
so
enough.
You have to enjoy it while you have it.
Last one before we get to wrestling. What do you enjoy doing outside of the school building? We already talked about, you talk a lot of shop with your family and stuff like that. But what do you like to do outside of?
I coach a lot, so
Yep.
I spend a lot of time on a bus and getting home late at night. So the time that I am home, I like to spend with my family. I enjoy this time of year because you guys were talking about football. I love the Vikings, love NFL Sundays, love my hometown team, so watch a lot of sports. Don't do a ton of traveling right now with the age group that our children are, but at some point would like to do that.
Gotcha. And how many kids do you have?
3. We've got a 2nd grader, 1st grader, and then one that will be 2 on the 2nd of January here.
Awesome. Well, now tell us a little bit about the wrestling season, how it's kind of gone, if you have any people that are standing out, and what you're kind of expecting from the year.
We're 6-2. We just wrapped up a quad that was held in Pine River last Friday, and we got a nice victory against Mora, who was ranked 12th in Class AA. And then we also beat Mille Lacs and Norwood Young America, 2 teams that at times struggle to fill all their weight classes and might be putting guys out on the mat that aren't necessarily 100% ready, but they're just trying to fill a team.
Gotcha.
We've had some ups and downs. We wrestled some really good competition. We were at the Wadena tournament a couple weeks ago and took 5th, and the teams that placed in front of us were teams that are going to have a really good chance of being in St. Paul at the end of the season. So it wasn't due to a lack of us not showing up. It's just that they were pretty dominant. When it comes to what we've got coming up here, we've got the Big Bear tournament, which is a big deal,
Yeah.
and that is Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
And we've got 2 days to prepare here, and we tend to go there and get our eyes open for the most part, but we always have a couple of kids that are able to hang around and place in that top 8.
Gotcha. Well, and one of the unique things about being combined with Pequot in wrestling here is that you guys are actually a 2A versus everything else that is a Class A. So that brings a very different dynamic into it, getting into that middle class. For those that are not, are novices to wrestling, like myself, I know a little bit about it. I actually learned a lot last year when I ran the clock for that one. I couldn't believe how much I learned. But what's the strategy behind coaching? Like, how do you place kids in different weights? How does that work? That kind of stuff.
You have to break down the other team's lineups.
Okay.
Looking at past results, and if we can find a common opponent with someone that our kid has wrestled, and look at the results of who we're going to be wrestling, I can break that down pretty quick, and we can adjust our lineup. And it's key to have depth. If you have a couple kids that are very capable and they're at the same weight class, then you can have one jump up and one slide down, or you can double weigh in. And then there's a few things that people that might not be too familiar with if they sit in the stands. There's a lot that goes on when the flip is done right at the beginning of the match. And if you win the flip, that means you get to choose between odd and even. And odd being the first weight class, and then even being the second weight class. There's 14 weight classes. And if you win the flip and you make the right decision, you kind of get to play your hand and put your kids where you want them. And sometimes that means putting your best kid against their best kid and canceling them out. And sometimes it means getting your best kid away from their best kid so that they don't cancel you out.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's a lot to it, and you know, you try to field the full lineup and everyone, but sometimes you get kind of stuck where you have to sacrifice one weight class at different times in that, and it's a lot of strategy. That I mean, baseball's simple. It's here's your 9, go play. You know?
No kidding.
So it's a lot more work. Well, who are some of your standout players this year that you've kind of?
Right now we've got wrestlers.
Yeah. We don't play.
I actually just had that conversation with my daughter last night. I was watching some film, and she said, she said something about the player, and I said, oh, we don't play. we just wrestle. And so that's kind of funny that you brought that up. Right now we're led by Jake Poehler and Connor Tulachek. Those guys are, when they get off the bus, we're counting on points from them, and not just points but bonus points. They're respectively right now 8-1 and 9-1, and Connor was in the state tournament last year as a freshman. Being a sophomore right now, he's kind of now got that bullseye on his back, so he's got to work a little bit harder in the practice room, which makes everyone else better. Jake being a senior, he's been around for quite a while at the varsity level. He just earned his 100th victory at the beginning of the season here, and he's got a really good chance of cracking the top 10 in program history when it comes to wins by the time he's done this season. In order to get there, he needs to get 122. He'll get there without injuries. And Connor is well on his way to breaking the program's record if he can stay healthy.
Awesome. Good. And you know, they get a lot of opportunities to wrestle, and especially when you go to like Big Bear, those guys will get a ton of matches at that one.
Yep.
And could you do me a favor, and just like I said, there's a lot of, I know, novice people out there, explain how the scoring works at an actual match, because I know it has to do with they get points within their individual match, but that converts to points that they get for the team.
Correct. So you start in the neutral position, which is both guys on their feet.
Yep.
And their goal is to take the other opponent down. If they're able to take their opponent down and get behind them, they receive 2 points.
Yep.
And from that point on, the person that is on top is looking to put the other opponent on their back. If you put them on their back and you get a 2 count, which is 2 seconds, then you are going to get 2 points. If you get a 3 count, a 4 count, it's still 2 points. But if you get a 5 count, then you can get 3 points.
Okay.
And the points are only given when that opponent gets off their back.
Okay.
Then you can try and do it again. If the person that was taken down gets away, they're awarded 1 point for an escape. And then you can also reverse your opponent by going from the bottom to the top with a move. You are trying to pin your guy. That's the main goal.
Yep.
And if you're able to pin them in a dual format, you get 6 points for your team.
Okay.
If you beat them by 15 points, it's kind of the mercy rule. They stop the match.
Stop the
Okay.
match.
It's called the tech fall, and you get 5 points for your team. If you fall into the category of a major, which is a major decision, you beat your opponent by 8 points.
Okay.
And so the key is for that guy that goes out, and you kind of know you're not the favorite, you want to try and eliminate the bonus points for the other team.
For the other team.
And
Gotcha.
last Friday we did a really good job of that against Mora, and gave them a few decisions where they were probably expecting bonus points, and that takes the wind out of a team's sails.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that allows you to come back as we did.
Well, and so if I'm not mistaken, there's points for reversals, for counts, for takedowns, for stuff like that. That counts in the individual points for the match, and then that's how you get. So if say Jake Poehler was to get a takedown, that's 1 point, correct? Or is
That's
that 2?
that's 2 points.
So then he would be up 2-0 in his match, and if it stayed that way, that would just be a win, which would result in 3 points for the team.
Yes.
If he was to accumulate 8 points, 8 to 14, he gets 4 points. Above 15 would be 5 for the team, and then a pin, of course, is worth 6.
Yeah.
So, and it's kind of fun. I remember a match last year that I watched. I think it was Connor, actually. He was behind the whole time, and he was down like 9-2 or something like that. And with like 15 seconds to go, got a reversal, got on top, tipped the guy over and pinned him.
Yes, that's the beautiful thing about this sport is as long as you are within 14 points, you've got a chance. And I've seen it. I've seen it done. Actually, Keenan Dahl, a senior of ours last year at Big Bear, ironically, was wrestling a kid from Nashua, Keewatin, and the kid was ranked in state, very good wrestler. And I want to say the score was 14-0, and Keenan reversed him and pinned him and broke that kid's heart. And the kid walked off like, what just happened? But that's part of the sport.
And you make one slip, and that's how it goes.
Correct.
You have anything else?
I think I'm good.
Well, Travis, thank you so much for being here, and good luck at Big Bear and with the rest of the season.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're looking to we'll probably end up having Jake and or Connor on here later in the winter as it goes on. So
that
thank
sounds
you so
good.
much,
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. To get to practice.
Yes, got to do it.
All right, Caleb. Well, I think you learned something about wrestling today. I know I did.
Yeah.
It's a very complicated, complex sport, but it's really, really, once you know what's going on. It's like NASCAR. Once you know what's going on, it's really interesting.
NASCAR?
It's not just turning left.
I don't
Anyways, I was just trying to be stupid.
No,
Can
I
you
know.
tell? I do a good job of it.
And there's just like a few sports out there. There's like a handful that I understand, and then there's like a few like hockey. I have no clue. I just see skaters. They're just figure skaters with pads.
Oh, they don't have toe picks though, but they fall down sometimes like they do. You don't even know what a toe pick is, do you? Ask a girl. This is fun. All right. Well, this past Monday night we had our fantastic band and choir concert.
Too long for my opinion. Whoever does that needs to really change it.
I'm sorry. I actually wanted it to be longer, but
really,
that's I could listen to Christmas music. I think next year we
true.
need to get some pop Christmas music.
Oh, like Wham! Last Christmas. How about Taylor Swift's version?
I was just thinking about the one, slay my name, everyone loves Christmas.
I like mine better.
I think they're all pretty stupid myself. Wait, this just in. What? 4 out of 5 dentists are now recommending Trident.
Oh, really? I thought it was 1 out of 5.
Wait, this just in. The 5th one just caved. I'm sorry. I gotta quit. All right. At this time, we are going to do our drawing that we promised the last time. So I've got
How many do we have?
I about 5,000.
I didn't put my name in. Do we only have like 6?
No, there's about 20 in here.
Oh.
So we got some names in here. I'm going to grab one out.
Caleb Travis.
For our $10 gift card. Now, they have to have the secret word. Do you remember what the secret word was?
Sparkles.
I believe it was lights, actually.
Sparkles.
Sparkles is my secret word. Shh. Allie Gravel. Allie Gravel is our winner of a $10 holiday gift card.
We'll find her tomorrow.
I will get it to her. So, let's get into basketball.
Yeah, always.
We've had a lot of action since our last one. We're going to start with girls basketball, which will lead us into our student athlete interviews.
Athletes.
The
Barkeyes.
The Barkeyes, yes. Plural Barkeye.
Yeah.
So, if you would run down the scores and a little bit of stats from the girls.
From the girls?
Yes, if you... Ooh, look at that. And you can go like this.
Yeah.
And it'll take you right to the... Look at that.
I know.
We are technologically astute.
Yeah, I know. Oh, golly. Okay, let's see here. Wadena Deer Creek was a loss, 72-69.
And that was on November 26th?
On November the 26th. Yes. December 3rd, Cass Lake Bena was a loss, 68-65. And we're going to talk about that game once the Bart guys get on here.
Yes.
December 6th was Lake of the Woods, 68-48.
And I want to stop you right there because that was the game where they decided actually to start making free throws.
Really?
Yes.
Just like team decided?
That also was not the final score. 68 was our first half points. We ended up with
86. I said, no, sorry,
he's
86-48.
It says 86
yeah,
to
it
48.
Does. Sabiko, Minnesota, 71-65. Pequot Lakes, 63-59. And Monaga, 51-47. And then Park Rapids area, which was last night, 50 6:42.
Well, and I would say that was a fantastic week.
Oh yeah, you want these back?
Yes, I would love them
Okay.
because I can't see anything. But I mean, beating Sabika,
Yeah.
Pequot, and Monaga. Monaga's moved up to 2A, and they're supposed to be a fairly decent school. Pequot's always pretty good, and to get victories over them is pretty good.
Oh.
Pretty big deal. I mean,
And
that
you-
was a good week.
And you know, the really nice thing about Monaga is it just got a brand new gym and a brand new. I think it's like a brand new high school. I want to say, just a few classrooms and a gym or something. I don't know.
Well, they're getting pretty big over there.
Yeah, they are, and we beat them in that brand spanking new gym.
Gotcha. Well, if you want to go through some of the stats here
Yeah.
from Cass Lake.
Well, this is from the 3. It's 3 games.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
3
okay.
game total up until.
Up until, well, it's Wadena, Cass Lake, and Lake of the Woods.
Gotcha.
So, let's see here. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I have no clue what some of these mean.
We can thank Randy Schwagel for this
Yeah.
because he was going to print out stats game by game for us, and he
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, he can just get it off Huddle," and this is
Get
what
off
happens.
Huddle, yeah. Even though I call Huddle.
Well,
all
while
the
you're
time.
trying to dictate that, I'm going to share my favorite story so far of the girls' basketball team,
Go
which
for it.
happened last Tuesday against Sabika. Has to do with Ramsey Tulinchek.
Oh,
Okay, she's been playing up the middle, starting up the middle, and Jamie Johnson has been kind of playing off the bench. Well, Jamie Johnson was in, and Ramsey Tulinchek got a questionable call about 4 minutes to go in the game. She got a questionable foul call. I mean, he called it a block. I thought it should have been a no call myself. I don't think it was really anything, but that was her 4th foul. And with Ramsey, you can see she's really, really mad, and she starts going down the court, and Jamie didn't care that she wasn't looking and threw the ball to her, and Ramsey went and grabbed the ball and then turned and just barrel rolled somebody, got her 5th foul like
Ooh.
3 seconds later. Absolutely hilarious. And I felt so bad for her. Jamie was like, yeah, that one's on me.
Oh.
So did you dictate your stats yet?
sure. Let's just say this, is that looking at the stats, I do have to admit, and now you're looking at also the first 3 games, so you're looking at Lake of the Woods, Cass Lake Bena, and Wadena, which you're gonna get you're gonna have some weirder stats with the Wadena, Cass Lake, and then you throw in Lake of the Woods, and the
Yes.
stats are gonna just go skyrocketing because you beat them 86-48. But I still have no clue, but their 3-throw percentage during that time was 51%.
What's a 3-throw?
3-throw? Isn't that it?
No, I think it's a free throw.
What
As
did
in-
I say?
As in free. It's a 3-pointer and a free throw.
Oh, well, it's okay.
Do we get a free pointer? Oh, the list ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 days until Christmas break, and
2
it is
days.
showing.
And you know, we don't even have 2 days. We have Christmas week this week.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's bingo on Friday. And
So,
yeah.
all right, and then let's just get to our guests. 'Cause,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, Caleb, the struggle is real. We are joined by
It's a tough day.
it is tough by the Barkises, both Emma and Hannah. And if you want to grab a chair from behind, so you can
Well, yeah.
take a seat. So, and Emma, I'm gonna have you move a little bit. There, no, that way.
Project your voices too.
There you go.
But look at the camera.
Yes.
Where's the camera? Okay.
So, welcome, ladies. How are we doing?
Pretty good.
We've had a fairly successful start to the season after
Yep.
a little bit of trouble in the first couple of games, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hannah, you've been a little bit off the bench, right? Emma, you've been starting. I thought it would be really fun to talk with these guys, specifically going back to fall and
Yeah.
through basketball. So, first question I have for you guys is I want just a quick recap of, one, how volleyball was for you guys. Emma being a senior leader on that team, but also getting to play with each other as
Yeah.
sisters. What that kind of means to you and stuff. So Emma, go first. and
Yeah,
then-
you go first. I just really enjoy playing with Hannah because it's like really fun to have that like special like sister bond, where like it's really different than just like playing with a friend, where like I can just look at Hannah and know exactly what she's thinking. Like,
Yeah, it's not good sometimes.
and it was just really fun. Like the team chemistry this year was great, and
Mhm.
like nobody like fought or got mad at each other, and it was just fun.
Yeah, and like team practices were really fun too. Like we had a lot of energy. I feel like this year,
Mhm.
and like our bench's energy was pretty great too. And yeah, like you said, our team chemistry was just great. Like It was fun.
Good.
I don't know what else to say.
Well, I'm sure, this will be the last time you guys get to play volleyball together, so I'm sure that had some special meaning for you guys. I know they talk about looking at each other and seeing what they have a contact eye laughing stuff that happens in the band room all the time as well, so. Awesome. Well, Emma, give us a little bit of a recap of how you felt the basketball season has started off here on the varsity level.
Well, it started off a little tough, but I feel like after our couple losses, we really figured out how to play better together, and we really picked it up lately. And we've just really been taking care of the ball better and working together a lot better.
I know, as I mentioned too, that free throws were an issue that Coach Schlegel had mentioned in the first couple games. What else do you think? Do you think it was more of a cohesive, or just people not used to playing where they're at, or?
Yeah, probably because I don't know. This year we had a lot bigger roles to fill. I feel like because we lost our 3 seniors last year, and just this year we had to figure out a way to replace them and how to just play better together.
Yeah.
We're not really big, so then we needed to figure out how to correspond that aspect into it because our tallest girl's 5'9", and we face some pretty tall girls.
I'm up.
You're up.
Oh, man. So, Emma Barkas, as a team captain for volleyball and basketball, how do you motivate the girls? And do you motivate them in any way to get them to play better or do better?
I just think the best way to motivate each other is to really play for each other. It's not about what you want or how you're playing. Sydney and I wrote up rules at the beginning of the season, and one of them was don't be petty. If you have an issue with somebody, just talk about it. And communication's key. And if we're playing poorly, we need to figure out a way to figure it out and just better the situation and play for each other.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Family Feud answer. Ditto.
Well, Hannah, I got one for you.
Oh, jeez.
Being a younger person, what is it that you look for in the older kids as far as kind of a leadership type thing? Do you respond well to them, or do you go, oh, that lady's crazy? I don't know. Well, I mean, you probably say that about Emma.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I respond open-minded because they're just trying to help you. There's nobody on our team that's trying to make you feel bad.
Well, that's not
great.
always the case. That's true. So, do you have anything else? I got 3 more for you.
Oh, okay, sure. Wait, is one of your questions a crazy story?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's. You know what? Both of you have been in the school district for a long time, for a while. So, do both of you have any crazy stories from your time? Emma, you probably have more than your sister, but do you have any crazy stories you would want to share?
From school?
From school.
Or from any sport.
Or sports, sure. School or sports?
I have one.
Yeah, you go while I
Okay,
think.
so at a summer volleyball tournament, I think we were in Monaga or Browerville or something, and Emma,
You're not.
I am, somehow managed to clothesline herself on the volleyball net. You know,
on
the
the
opening
side.
sides where it's just the string. It's the net.
And I had a big bruise.
Yeah. Looked like she tried to hang herself or something. It was bad.
I didn't see it. I just saw the opening, so I kept running. Everyone was dying. And I was just
Tough.
That's fantastic.
Now I need to think of an embarrassing one for you.
I don't have it.
Or I could tell one about Caleb.
I do have a few, probably.
I don't know if you've done anything crazy.
Oh, yeah, I have.
All right, well, this one's just for Emma.
Oh, poor Hannah.
What are your plans for next year?
Boy. Well, right now I'm not really sure where I want to go yet for college, but my plan is to major in aerospace engineering, and right now I'm trying to decide between the University of Alabama and the University of Minnesota. And Caleb does not approve of the University of Alabama.
Well, who would? Outback Bowl? Wait, they're in the Outback.
No, they're not. That's where the Gophers are. Oh, my
Where are
word.
they?
Well, that's the
They're
only
in
one.
the Citrus Bowl.
Citrus Bowl. Ooh. That means they're semi Uh-oh, wait. Let's see what. Oh, wait. Wait, pull it up. Oh my gosh!
A little bit of blackmail on Emma Barker.
Transition lenses.
Transition lenses for all kids that age.
It's
Oh,
cool.
I got one more. Caleb.
Oh, one more, let's see.
Set up here. This
Ooh,
is
it's
from
Hannah.
Monday night.
Ooh.
Ooh, wait.
Yeah.
Hannah!
And Keenan in the background.
There's a couple photo bombers in the back there, but I had to find that picture of Emma. Pam Mills might have shared that with me. I think that was circa of about 7th or 8th grade, somewhere there. So
You said you had 2 more questions. Is this?
I do. Well, we got our favorite question.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
always the last one that we've got.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you want to get to that one, or should we wait?
No, you know what? You can do your one more.
All right. So, I would like you guys to say, no, this is going to be a little bit different because, Hannah, you're the first non-senior we've had on the show.
Ooh.
That's true.
But if you, Emma, if you could go back and tell your younger self in 7th or 8th grade, if you could tell yourself or give yourself some advice, what would it be? And Hannah, you can even do this too, but
Ooh,
maybe
my
just your,
older self.
yes.
Oh!
Oh.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I don't have anything yet.
Okay, mine would honestly probably be that sometimes you just gotta have fun, not get so worked up over things, and like just go with the flow. Cause sometimes I tend to get caught up in the moment and get flustered and just like stress
Amen.
about things. And it's a lot more fun just to have fun and spend time with your friends more often. Yeah, make memories.
Yeah.
Let's go, Hannah. Let's hear it.
Stop putting me on the spot, Caleb. You didn't come up with any questions. Okay.
I came up with one. I came up with one.
Ooh, I think
Okay.
she just nailed you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd tell my future self. Oh jeez. Don't worry about like wins and losses. Just like care more about the relationships that you have with your teammates, because it'll go by really quick as Emma's leaving next year. And like the upcoming but the juniors this year and like sophomores this year, I've had really good connections with, and they're almost gone. So I feel like I need to make more connections with the girls younger than me. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, before we get to our you have one more?
No.
Oh, I thought you came up
I
with
was
something.
gonna ask the last question.
You can ask the last question, but I
Yes.
want to thank both of them for being with us, and I have to go back and cover everyone. I finally got these taken care of. But for appearing as a student activity or athlete on our show, you receive a $5 gift card.
Oh, nice.
Either to Holiday or Dairy Queen, and these young ladies have chosen Dairy Queen. So here is
So
your
wait,
card.
do we have an
Thanks.
account?
No,
Oh, okay.
I received a donation.
Oh.
So
Oh,
we want to
okay.
thank them for being here.
Who's chocolate
and-
squares? I'm more worried about those.
There's like none left.
What? Are you cereal?
Ask the last question, please.
Okay. Okay. So, there's so many excellent teachers in this school district. Teachers in this school district. You know, Stephanie Bristow being Teacher of the Year. But who is your favorite teacher? Who is that? And you can have multiple. You can have like 2. Not multiple.
I have like 2. I don't know. I like all my teachers.
Lame.
Spoken like a true politician.
No kidding.
I don't know.
Am I going?
Yeah.
Alright, personally, I would probably say Coach Hershey, just because, like, I have such a close bond with him, and, like, I feel like I'm almost part of his family, and he's opened up his home to us if we ever need it. And I also really like Janine.
Yeah, well, you know why
We're
she
throwing
likes
a party
Hirsch?
tomorrow.
Alabama.
Oh.
That's the only reason.
Alright, Hannah, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, obviously, Coach Hershey, and probably Mrs. Toft, just because we're like so close with them through volleyball and stuff.
That's good. I think we need to give them a round of Santa Claus.
Oh, good job.
Thank you, ladies, and have a wonderful, wonderful break.
Yeah.
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you.
Now we got to get to
Yeah.
Are we booting?
the somewhat less important sport of boys basketball.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because nobody here plays boys basketball that we like.
Yeah, not me.
Oh,
I'm on the
boy.
bench a lot. So.
So, well, let's
Sorry,
go
Coach.
through. I've got some. You've got stats. We've
you
got
know,
very in-depth stats. Can you read them?
in-depth stats. You know what? I can read the boys, can't read the girls.
Okay.
I'm just.
Well, let's get some boys stats.
Actually,
going
I'm
here.
just joking. But the boys basketball team has been. It's been a decent. Let's say decent rebounding year for us. Last year we lost Nate Wozmack, and Nate Wozmack was one of our biggest rebounders. So it's kind of hard to come back from that, and also Tori Hershey. And it's kind of hard to come back from that, having those two being such good rebounders. But I think we're averaging, it says here, 9.5 rebounds a game. which is
offensive
or
rebounds.
game per game?
No,
That's offensive.
rebounds.
Oh,
You're averaging 39
oh,
rebounds
rebound.
per game.
Oh, good
That's
grief.
that number right there.
Nice.
Are these the same as? Oh, look at that! They're the same as these ones.
Oh, are they?
Anyways, I do want to talk a little bit about last night's game.
Yeah.
Champ Howard. Brady Raff.
Yep.
34 points. That in any high
34?
school game, that is a fantastic.
I thought it was 32.
Nope, 34. I got the official stats from John Reaver right here.
You typed it wrong. I'm not joking. He got 32 because he said his career high was 33.
No.
So
well,
it
then
was 32. Yeah.
Well, either way, that's still a lot.
Yeah, that's still a ton.
And for the team, like you said, 30, 31 rebounds, a good rebound.
Yeah.
What I've seen that's most impressive is I think as the season has gone on, you guys have started to be able to play man a little bit better.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you can successfully run a man defense,
Yeah.
it puts a lot more pressure on the teams. Now, granted, I don't know a lot about Bertha Hewitt,
Yeah.
but I know that that is a fairly big deal as far as the defense that Coach Reaver wants to run. Because when you guys have to settle into a zone, I think that's part of the problem of why you get in trouble with some of these teams.
We also get in trouble in transition, and transition basketball is one of the most important pieces of basketball because if you can get down there before the defense gets down there, then you can automatically, if you're good at transition team like Cass Lake, Bena, or Red Lake, you're already going to have points on the board.
Yeah.
And transition basketball, if you can actually, your team can pin it down well enough, you can win basically any game in high school.
Yeah. Well, I want to go through a couple of results here from all the sports. We're just going to run through them really quick so that we know. As Coach Hoffarth said, on the 13th, the wrestling team beat Mora, Norwood, Young America, and Mille Lacs. They have the Big Bear meet this weekend, the 20th and 21st up in Cass Lake.
Yeah.
And then it looks like on January 3rd, they wrestle Black Duck and Cass Lake in Pequot.
Oh, okay.
And then on the 7th, they have a quad with Proctor Hermantown, Pine City Hinckley, and Rush City Bram in Proctor. So those are the upcoming ones for the wrestling team. For girls basketball.
Oh, and if you've never been to Big Bear, you should go.
Oh, it's
it's
amazing.
crazy.
There are guys in leotards everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
I know my phone is being stupid here.
Here, you want? I can. Well, let's go boys basketball. So boys basketball, they beat Uppsala, Minnesota on December 3rd. Win against Aiken, Minnesota on December 5th. A win against North Home-Kelliher on the 6th. The 10th lost to WHA or Walker Hackensack Akeley. December 12th was Cass Lake Bena, and that was the last. And then last night, December 17th, was Bertha Hewitt. And then the girls and boys have the Pillager tournament Thursday and Friday against Nevis and Verndale. And then after that, Pine River goes back January 3rd. So the day after, or the day before, after break? Is that the day?
We come back on the 2nd.
So the day after break, December 3rd, is Pillager, Minnesota. So it's going to be a lot of Pillager basketball, clearly, because we have 3 games in Pillager, which... Love Pillager so much. Love going there. It's not as bad as Reamer, though.
Wait, I might have.
Yeah.
No. You want to go to the girls?
Yeah.
I will read off the girls. It looks like in the past week, as we said. Oh, there, I just got it.
Oh.
They beat Sabika last Tuesday,
Yep.
the 10th, 71-65. Beat Pequot Lakes last Thursday, 63-59, and Monaga on Friday, 51-47. On Tuesday this week, the 17th of December, they beat Park Rapids. It looks like they're lined up to play Nevis and Verndale in the Pillager tournament this weekend. And then they also get to go up to the Frozen Forest in Mountain Iron Buell over Christmas. I don't know. Do you guys know who you play in your first game?
Cromwell.
Cromwell, right?
Ooh.
The 4 teams that are listed are Martin Iron Buell, Cromwell, Wright, and Duluth Marshall with Pine River Baptist. So, and then when they come back, they got their first game after break is not until the 10th, which is at Clearbrook with the boys. That's a doubleheader. So
that one's such a drive. That's a jaunt. Well, and especially that it's a doubleheader. Oh God, I have to sit by Emma or near Emma.
No.
Oh, you're a rebel without a clause, let me tell you. Actually, you know what? Sitting in here between all these people, I'm getting a little claustrophobic.
Do we have? No, there's no restaurants in Pillager, right?
There's a gas station and a Subway.
Oh, okay. Subway.
Well, I will
Eat
say
fresh.
this, though. If you do, it's a little bit of a jaunt out of the way.
Yeah.
It's probably about 20, 30 miles. But I was going to bring this up. I have eaten at 2 restaurants.
Two restaurants.
In Aldrich and Wadena. There's a Mexican place, new Mexican place in Wadena.
Oh, a new one?
La Margaritas or something like that. I don't
La
know how it-
Margaritas.
Something like that. It's out on the west edge of town. It was fantastic. I had
Really?
enchiladas.
Ooh,
And
that was a good one.
a classic one. There's a smokehouse. It's only open Wednesday to Sunday.
Oh,
In Aldrich,
Okay.
which is on Highway 10 between Staples and Ferndale.
oh,
that
yep,
area.
yeah.
Or maybe it's just past Ferndale. I'm not sure, but it's a smokehouse. They have fantastic barbecue meats and steaks and
Love barbecue.
And we have our subsection meeting there every year, and it is fantastic.
For what?
For band.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
all the band directors get together and we talk about our dates and stuff like that. So
Oh, really?
yes, dates for contest, not dates with women.
Oh.
I
Well,
know
how
that's
many?
where your mind was going.
How many of you have dates with women in that?
Most of them are married except for me. Thanks for bringing that up. Appreciate it. So I do. Caleb was referring to this squares of Ghirardelli, and I do want to wish Caleb a Merry Christmas.
You
And
got me a present?
I have some
Yes!
chocolates for you here.
Well,
no, I don't have the whole bag
Yes.
because my kids in band are fat, but this is what you have left. So you may have some of these.
Wait, how about we split it? Do you want to go 3-3?
No, I'll go 5-1 because I'm back on my diet.
Oh, okay. Here.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, these are tasty.
if you watch this, we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday break.
Oh, these are good.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
And a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I want to thank everyone who has tuned in so far. We've had a lot of viewers. And we will look forward to seeing you after we ring in the new year. Sound good,
Ring a
Caleb?
ding ding. Yeah.
You like your chocolate, don't you?
Oh, they're really good.
Candy, give me candy.
Well, not as good as the chocolato chocolate, if you know what I'm talking about.
Wait. This just in.
Huh?
9 out of 10 guys say the 10th guy should really chill out.
I thought you were going to say 9 out of 10 people don't care.
No, that's 10 out of 10.
No
So,
kidding.
thank you so much, Caleb. It's been a fun 6 episodes.
I have to finish my
I'll
chocolate.
see you in the winter after break.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Awesome.
All right. Have a wonderful one.